Here we go. Want to move you guys around just a little bit here. So what we are doing here is we are going to be going live for the next 30 days, the next 30 business days, and we will be meeting together and learning about all things financial literacy and how to implement financial strategies in your business or in your personal finances to make sure that you are set up for success. So let me actually move the seat over a little bit. And so that's what we will be doing for the next 30 business days. Okay, so we are starting on September 3rd. I hope that everyone had a great Labor Day, and we will be continuing on this journey for the next 30 days until October 14th. Okay, so during this time, we will learn all things about how to organize your finances, about banking, about taxes, about investments, about all of those wonderful things, and how you can implement that in your business to ensure that you are set up for success. So we do have a course that will be launching very soon, and so the place to go in order to get access to that course will be thefinancialliteracycourse.com. That is thefinancialliteracycourse.com, where you can get access to that course. Because, like I said, what we will be going over the next 30 business days will just be like scratching the surface, but everything else that goes deeper into how to manage your finances, how to organize your finances, and how to include all of the components that I just mentioned: taxes, investments, strategies, wealth management, all of those things. You will need to make sure that you get a handle on those things for sure in the course. And so you'll be able to access that at thefinancialliteracycourse.com. Again, that is thefinancialliteracycourse.com. Okay. So before we get into today's topic, I just want to share with you guys a little bit of who I am and where I started and that kind of thing. And what I'll first start by saying is that within this financial literacy course, what you'll find that is different from every other financial literacy course that is out there is that what we are doing is heavily God centered. You will not find a lot of financial literacy courses that are going to tell you what is in the Word of God and how to apply that to your finances. There are so many strategies and so many concepts within the Bible that we can be applying to our businesses and to our personal finances so that we can win, and so that we can benefit. And so we believe here at the Financial Literacy course is that if you are trying to manage your money without God at the center, without God being included, you're likely setting up your business to fail, unfortunately. And so we don't want you to do that. We don't want you to waste your time. We're not interested in you having a whole lot of money but not being able to be able to put that money to good use and see the fruitfulness that can come from using your funds. And so that's why we are starting with the biblical foundation within the financial literacy course to ensure that you are set up for success. And so that is what is different here versus any other financial literacy course that you will find out there. Many will not give you the biblical foundation of how to actually steward and manage your financial resources. Oops. With Let me make sure that Instagram comes back. Okay. With God at the center. And so that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we have and are laying the biblical foundation for that. Okay. So over the next 30 days, we're going to be getting into all of that. I believe it's going to be super fun. I love talking about all things finances and accounting, and you'll see why in just a moment as I get into my story. So just to give you a little background as to who I am, um, you know, and if I didn't say this before, we will be meeting over the next 30 business days. So that will be Monday through Friday, every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be meeting here every single day, Monday through Friday, at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until October 14th. So October 14th is when we will end the financial literacy course bootcamp. Okay. Um, but just to give you a little bit of background about me, again, my name is Angelise Prince. I am a child of God first, a mother. I'm a mother to one baby girl, and I'm a serial entrepreneur only by the grace of God. Okay, what we like to do here at the financial literacy course is we like to include prayer and include God in everything that we are doing, and so. Though we like to include God, or not even though we like to, but as we are including God in everything that we're doing, it doesn't have to be stoic. It doesn't have to be something that is, um, just a burdensome, right? You don't have to sit here and be like this all day, every day. But what we want you to do is to abide, or not what we want you to do, but I believe what God wants for you and wants to do in and through you is he wants you to abide in him and to have that relationship with him. And so that looks like bringing him with you every single day into your life, into your business, into your personal finances, right? And so you can do that by saying, God, should I be spending this money on this thing? Should I go here? Should I book that vacation? Should I book that trip? What should I be doing? How should I be honoring you with the money and this, and the resources that you have given me? Okay. And so that's what we're all about here at the financial literacy course. Okay. So just to give you a little bit of background as to who I am and how I got started, I started my first business over 10 years ago. And during that time, I was far from God. I was away from God. I didn't, you know, have any desire to be involved in church or prayer or reading the Bible or anything like that. Um, I just was out here in the world, just living life for myself. I didn't really think about anybody else. And you could see the fruit of that in my money and in my finances. I was always very frustrated with not having enough money, not being able to keep enough money. I would get to a point where I was working a full-time job, but after paying all of my bills and expenses and utilities, I would soon very quickly realize that you know, I wasn't making enough, and I wouldn't have enough to get groceries potentially, or I wouldn't have enough to, um, you know, have fun on the weekends, or, go to a local trip, or just do the things that a young person wanted to do, or even, in your normal adult years, right? And so I started to get really frustrated with where my finances were. And so, based on that frustration, I would look to things like yoga and meditation and crystals and new age and law of attraction and all of these things that promise you that you'll be successful and that you'll have all of this money if you do whatever they're asking you to do. And what I realized after coming to God was that a lot of those things are highly demonic. A lot of those things set you up for complete failure in terms of, yeah, you might get the money, but your soul and your spirit are completely warped, and there's so many curses, and there's so much bondage that comes attached to the blessing that you think that you're getting with money. And so it wasn't until I gave my life to Christ that I saw a complete transformation in my finances, and also in my business. I started tithing. I started including tithing in my financial planning, as well as just budgeting, and making sure that I was consistently checking in with God, and making sure that I was, and I won't even say that I was consistently checking in with God. Like I was at the, in the beginning, I wasn't asking God like, okay, should I spend my money on this? But over time, those things have developed, and that relationship has developed. And so I believe God has tapped me to be able to pour back into those who may be struggling with how to manage your finances and how to make sure that all your ducks are in a row to ensure that you're set up for success in your financial journey. Okay. And so that's what we'll get into during this course. And so just to dig a little bit deeper into, where I was when I was away from God. Like I said, I started my first business, and I've started several businesses, and this was over 10 years ago. So over 10 years ago, I started an online clothing boutique. I started sunglasses. I started a closet organization business. I had an etiquette class. I had a marketing agency. I had a photography business, and none of those businesses exist today. And I firmly believe that it was because I was away from God. And not only that, but God is a God of order. And so if you're not operating with God at the center, you can only imagine what the opposite of that is. It's disorder, it's chaos, it's disorganization, it's, just flying by the seat of your pants kind of thing, with no order or structure. And so none of those businesses exist today. And like I said, that really just showed in every area of my life. I got pregnant at a very young age. I was in a really bad and toxic relationship. And so I really got to this place where I was at rock bottom until God swooped in, and Jesus saved me and completely changed my life in a way that was just transformative for my personal life, but also for my business. And so after getting saved and giving my life to Jesus Christ, I worked in corporate America for a little bit, for about 3 years, and really just found that it wasn't for me, and it wasn't something that was, I believe, sustainable for where God wanted me and where He was taking me. And so after about 3 years of working in corporate, God was like, okay, I want you to go back into entrepreneurship. And at first, I did have a little bit of resistance and hesitancy, but by His grace, He helped me to take that leap and take that jump of faith into full-time entrepreneurship, where He allowed me to start a financial management firm called Galatians Bookkeeping, and which is the host of this financial literacy bootcamp. Um, and he helped me to start, Galatians bookkeeping, and I was able to manage within the last 3 years over $10 million in gross revenue by His grace alone. And so I'm really, really grateful for all that He has done in my business, in my life. And so again, I just want to circle back and be able to pour those things back into you guys who are watching and anyone who comes across this content. And so we're going to get into some really fun topics throughout our time together over the next 30 days. You can expect that each live will last about an hour, just to really dig into all the things that we're doing here at the Financial Literacy course. If you want more information about, how to get started on your journey in the financial literacy market, and how to make sure that all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, you can go ahead and head over to thefinancialliteracycourse.com. Again, that is thefinancialliteracycourse.com. And by the grace of God, I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, we will be meeting every single business day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Instagram as well as YouTube. So make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's the Financial Literacy Course on Instagram. And you can also subscribe to our channel on YouTube, which is the Financial Literacy Course as well. So I hope to talk to you guys real soon, and be blessed.